AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su reaffirmed that Zen 3 is to launch this year. Now, Zen 3 is Ryzen 4000 series, so I thought it was interesting that she made the comment reaffirming Zen 3 in a Matisse 2 video. Matisse 2 is the speed bump refresh, so it's the Ryzen 3600 XT and the 3700 XT and 3800 XT, which is a refresh of the 3000 series line of the 3600, 3700, 3800, and it's about 5% or 5 to 7% speed difference on the old Matisse CPUs. So actually, there was no real reason for her to confirm that, because it might actually hinder the sales of Matisse too. But I guess she is very confident right now of her position in the market, and that she's not going to really lose the Matisse 2 sales. Because I think there is kind of two markets, right? With Matisse 2, these are clearly customers that need a CPU right now and can't wait any longer. So for people who are doing work and can't really wait like 6 months for Ryzen 4000 to come out, so they just have to go ahead and buy a Matisse 2. And Matisse 2 will be no slouch, really. Matisse 2, surely Vermeer Ryzen 4000 will probably be like 15-20% better than Matisse 2, but if you really need it, then it's probably not worth the wait to go wait for Ryzen 4000, especially if you're doing work and stuff. Now, so she must be really confident also in the fact that Ryzen 4000 is coming this year. And usually she's been straight balling it, like when she says something is coming out, then it usually comes out roughly on schedule. Now, my speculation for Zen 3 really is that it has a number of factors to do with everything else that is coming out this year. So AMD is working on the PlayStation 5, so the Navi GPUs in there. So I believe Ryzen 4000 or Zen 3 is looking like it's probably going to come out in between PlayStation 5 and the big Navi GPUs. Now, the reason I say this is because I believe that AMD probably already has decided that they want to get the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X chips out of the way first. And they can't sell everything. And they know that the average consumer can't go and buy a PC or a console. So they've decided that they're going to go ahead and launch the consoles first. So they don't want to release Zen 3 at around the time that PlayStation 5 is going ahead, and they don't want their big GPU to also cannibalize their console sales. So they want their console to be really successful so they can get more console orders, I guess. And we know that the console will probably be around October sometime, and I believe that that probably means that Big Navi will probably be early next year. So it could be like March sometime. So in between March and October and March, we'll probably get Ryzen 4000 or Zen 3. Now, the reason why they probably decided to release a Matisse 2, one, obviously to combat Intel's Comet Lake S right now that's just released, so they wanted to make sure that they were close enough to IBC gains so that it was comparable to Intel's latest chips. And it looks like Matisse 2 is not really that far behind. It's very close in terms of actual single core speed. And I think for definitely with the number of cores, they've got Intel beat anyway, so that's not going to matter too much. They really wanted to improve their IPC gains so that they're closer to Intel's gaming performance. Now, the other reason why that they didn't want to launch Zen 3 right now, particularly when Zen 2 launched around this time last year, remember. And usually there's about a 12-month cycle between CPUs, at least for previous AMD CPUs. Is that NVIDIA is probably looking like that they're going to launch their Ampere GPUs around August, September for a paper launch. Now, if AMD announced their CPUs without their GPUs, and their GPUs is going to be March next year, that's a huge gap. So people are going to buy an AMD and NVIDIA GPU, and by the time the Navi GPU comes out, everybody's already bought their GPU and locked it in. So that's probably why Zen 3 has been delayed to, I guess, end of this year. And when she says end of this year, I believe it's probably going to be like a late November, December. Nobody really launches anything in December, so it's probably going to be a late November launch. So that's probably another reason why they don't want to launch Zen 3. They want to make sure that people thinking about buying the Ryzen 4000, that they give their Big Navi a look. So if the Ryzen 4000 comes out, say like November, December, and people still don't have their computer yet, and they're looking in say January or February, and it's so close to the Big Navi, maybe they'll think about buying the Big Navi already. So then they won't be buying the NVIDIA GPU. That's probably what I think is going on. Ampere, they want to get their GPUs out early because they don't want the competition from AMD. So they want to get out as far ahead as possible. So Ampere will probably be like around August sometime. And then we're going to get Ryzen 4000, I guess, in November, December sometime. That's my speculation of what AMD is probably thinking about. And remember, I guess this is all speculation. So if you think you know what's going on, please write in the comments below and let me know what you think. That's the news on Zen 3. It's very much looking like that it's going to be later this year. AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su has confirmed it will be end of this year. When, we don't know, but from my speculation anyway, it's looking like it's probably going to be in November, December sometime.